Hey everybody, this is Dwenden30. I'm back from a long hiatus of about, give or take, 3 months from Minecraft. My TV had broken a while back, and I was playing a lot of PC games, including Minecraft. And I will say that whenever I tried to fix the TV, and then I ended up getting a new TV, and I will say I caught up on a lot of my Xbox games that I had been missing for quite a while, and realized that I had completely been ignoring Minecraft and some of my other PC games. So, needless to say, this is my real game, my original game that I always play on, or did play on. For the longest time, I was waiting on Farmcraft by DrZhark to update, and he still hasn't updated it. And I finally basically went in, deleted all the little pieces of other mods that caused it to crash every time the game updated, and went way back to 1.201. I had a full .minecraft folder, jar, everything with the mods that I was running for Farmcraft, and went all the way back to that save and removed all the items. So I actually do have this save file minus a couple of new things that I've added that are available. I'm thinking about posting this jar file as a not the jar file, sorry, the save file, in case anybody does want to download it. And I do have something kind of special, and I will probably show it later in this video, or just kind of let you know what it's all about. And first thing we can see over here is a bunch of new DrZhark. He added in different colored bunnies as well to his 1.66 update, and you can tell I don't have the watermark up in the corner, and so that means yes, I am running 1.66. I've actually got it updated and about 16 to 18 mods running on my real game at the moment. Inside the house, don't really have a whole lot going on. This is something called Better Doors, or multi-use doors. It allows you to click on one door and both doors open. It also allows you to put like a switch right here or somewhere, and it will function just like you had, the redstone wired up underneath, which is kind of nice because I've got a whole redstone thing set up in the back, but now it kind of negates it, so I don't even need all that redstone stuff anymore. Inside of here, don't really have anything new. We've got some of the dogs or the wolves that are tamed. Shut my vault. I'm going to do something better with the vault later on too. I'm going to probably put some sort of like combination lock or something on it just to make it more of a vault. Probably move it as well. Just noticed my creeper face over there is missing part of his eyeball. That's alright. So what I have been doing a little bit of is, now that Notch has fixed, quote unquote, fixed the bug, the glitch where minecart boosters worked, by running into each other and colliding and causing them to boost. Basically, my big monorail track, or my Minecraft track system, I have made into kind of a museum. I've glassed it off so you can kind of still see it, because I did spend a lot of time creating these and used them for a long time, so I do want to kind of keep them. I am in the process of rewiring, and using these booster tracks to basically getting my minecarts working again. And this, I have actually started on a new track down here, and it shows you flip the switch to change the mine track, and it will you can see it lighten up all the repeaters down through there. And I do have to have a sign here to remind me. Light on for the Hope Tower, which is my original old tower. Light off for Sunshine Stables. So we will go to, let's go ahead and go to the stables, because then I don't have another switch on that side yet. So as soon as we get done at the stables, we can shoot across back over to Hope Tower. So all we have to do is click that button. It starts us. I've basically got a booster track underneath that switch that I've got wired up. So as soon as you press the button, it activates one of these booster tracks that shoots you forward enough to catch 4 of the booster tracks that shoot you forward. And normally we would have launched up that other path, but this is that new path I literally was just digging out before I made this video. And this goes over to my stables, and I'm gonna kind of pretty up the walls and all, and set the track a little bit better. Jump out here and have our Nether Portal. And yes, this is a new texture pack. It is one ovos, OVOS, I believe. It's primarily his texture pack. I have changed a few of the textures to other items that I liked a little bit better from some other people's. I do still have my bird aviary, which at some point my birds escaped or died or something, which isn't unusual. Whenever I was updating it, I did have some issues with DrZhark just a little bit, which is fine. I can always get some more, and then I'll have the bird feeder working again. Quintessential Creatures has not updated, so I do not have the turtles back here at the moment. Another thing, I took out the floodgates just to keep it from crashing in case there was any conflict issue. I do have the floodgates back now for my little hidden door there. And we will go over here. And this is Sunny Trails Stables and Farm. I don't remember why I called it Sunshine Stables. I guess I need to change the sign Sunny Trails. Hence the big S and T on that side there. I do still have my fairies hideaway house, with the fairies still inside. Managed to keep that. All of my horses that I had are still in the pack here. I've got to go back, and as you can tell, I've moved out all the old hay bales, and I just haven't gone in and put them in yet. These hay bales here are actually from a mod, BabyAnimals. That is the new mod I'm using in place of Farmcraft, and it actually has these hay bales in it. They look different. I'd already colored this texture as a hay floor that I was using in my game way back when, and so basically I just using GIMP picture editor, I was able to just copy it over, change the transparency, all that good stuff, and use it for my hay bales. Using Z's farming mod, I am growing tomatoes. I'm growing corn, which now grows 3 high. He does have some some higher res textures that somebody else did for him, and I've been having a little bit of conflict issues with those working on my machine or working on my jar. And again, I'm running, as I said, 16, 18 mods at the moment, so it could be any problem with one of those. Have just a big section of wheat on this side, pumpkins and watermelons. On the back side here, I have cotton, which is also from his mod, lettuce, which is from his mod, and hemp, which is from a Better Than Wolves mod. He's got a bunch of neat things in his mod as well. I'm not really going to go into a lot of depth in this particular one. This is just kind of an update video. Show everybody what's been going on, what I've been doing in the last, I guess, 4 days since I've gotten everything repatched. These are the cows that I have tame for the BabyAnimals. Misa has HD animal skins. So what I did is I'm using one for the wild cows. Then there are baby cows, which I've just left them in the BabyAnimals texture or whatever. But when I have them grow up to adults, I have the Tamed Cows. Basically, I just changed the name, as all I really had to do is rename them. And this is what the adult Tamed Cows look like. Let me use this lasso here to get them out of the doorway. That way they will leave me alone and I can get back out the door here. Same thing with the pigs. Hers and the ones I'm currently using are just regular pink pigs for the wild pigs out there. And hers with little black spots on them, I've decided to be my tamed pigs. So there's those. And the pigsty there, or the pig coop over here. The chickens in my normal game are just white chickens, and the cool. That's the first time I've ever actually had these appear in game. Fertilized eggs. So we'll see how well those work in just a second. But the tamed chickens, as you can see, they even have the little bands around one of their legs to show that they're owned like a kind of more like a real farm or whatever. And you can see that I use the brown skin to kind of show, just again, to differentiate them from the wild chickens. And the fertilized eggs, which are different from the regular eggs here, are supposed to be that they hatch, or they lay them every so often, and when you break them or throw them, you have a little baby chick. And tell you what, we'll go and throw the other one too. And they do naturally grow, I believe. If not, you can feed them a wonder pill or whatever, and it's made of like a cake and wheat and a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, it's a pretty expensive recipe, and then you can basically, they'll instantly grow up. Otherwise, you can feed them, I'll have to look back at what it is again, but you can feed them, and then over the course of 2 Minecraft days, they will grow into adults. And if you have them fertilized eggs like this, you'll see that they also have bands on their legs as well. So they are tamed baby chicks, and they will never despawn either. That's a few too many chicks inside the chicken coop. They'll probably push each other out, which that's fine. I'll just retame them again. Do have 2 tamed sheep in here as well. Same thing. I used a different skin for them as well. The wild sheep that I have in the game at the moment are white face. These have the little black faces on them. You create these sheep shears, and you can use them on tamed sheep to shear them without hurting them. And also in 20 minutes or a Minecraft day, they will regrow the wool, and you can shear them again. And of course we're going to get a rainstorm. Never fails. I am having to use a few things differently since rain's been implemented into the game. I've never had to use Optimon before, just because my computer's always run it without an issue. But ever since rain and 1.6, I've had to I'm using Optimon and Optifog just to speed up my frames per second a little bit to make everything smoother. It still runs perfectly fine on my machine, except for when it's raining, and then I do have lag. So go back down here in the bottom level here, and so you can see, and especially whenever I look up at the rain, I start having the lag. But this is my skeleton spawner back in here that I've got drops its items. This is also from Better Than Wolves mod. It's called a hopper, and basically what it does is the items fall into the water. Instead of me standing here, or I originally had a little pad here that was wired up with a redstone wire that was up on the top level up there, so you could see whenever you had items. This one, basically, as the items fall in, let's see here, they fall into the hopper. So that way all you have to do is just gather them whenever all the items from the skeletons fall. And in this latest version that he added, you can also add in filters, where like that, if you want it just to collect arrows, it'll just collect arrows. So basically, if I wanted to, I could have had like another hopper here and have it with bones, and then have this one with arrows, so that way it would even divide them up for me. It's not a big necessity for this small little mob spawner trap or whatever, but I mean, you can see, over the course of all the time that I've been playing, I've got plenty of resources there. Let's go on back up. I really want to show some other stuff in this video here. What I might do is I might stop the video and sleep or something or whatever until the rain is gone, and come back in a second. Either that, or I'll just try to oh, there's my little cat, the Neko cat, or the Neko. I probably can never pronounce it right, but that's alright. Same thing, I've had him ever since I got that mod, and whenever it got updated, I reinstalled it as well. I'll tell you what, we will just go ahead and go this way. Rain or shine, we will go this way. These are a few new items that I've been building over here, and we will see what they look like, see what you think of them. Let's see. Yeah, that was one thing I was realizing too. In the 151, it still rained underwater, and I guess the 166 is whenever he fixed that as well, so it doesn't rain underwater anymore. And you can kind of see in the distance here, this is something I was working on yesterday and built over the course of about 3 or 4 hours. I built a lighthouse. Well, about 4 hours. I actually planned for about an hour just trying to figure out how to get the lights to work the way I wanted them to, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. And that's my compound that we first started at over there, Dwenden's compound. And you can see basically I have a nice little stretch of land, have the pirate ship that I think I've shown in my last tour. You can also see in the background there's a windmill going as well. I'll show you that in just a moment. Bunch of new stuff that I've added into my world here, and hopefully y'all like it. And that's also from Better Than Wolves mod. It's the windmill, and I'll go over there and check it out in a moment as well. And I have another thing over here. It's also a water mill, or water wheel mill. We'll go check that out in a moment as well. For the time being, I'm going to get in out of the rain. It's quite cold. And I am going to sleep. And I will fast forward this section of the video here. One thing I will say before I fast forward, I am using the Somnia mod, which as you can see it's taking quite a long time, plus with Fraps running it is taking a little bit longer, but what it does is it simulates the world in the background. At most I would say I've had to wait maybe 20 seconds for it to simulate the world, and that's in an area like this where I have several things that are moving in the background. Again, I do have Fraps running, so it does slow it down as well. But Somnia basically allows you to simulate the world in the background. You sleep in your bed, and as long as you are safe in the daytime, if you're safe in the daytime, you're also going to be safe at night. So no more building a house and then sleeping in your bed, but still having like a 1 in 5 chance of a zombie waking you up. Now, if you're safe in the daylight, you're safe at night. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut Fraps here, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and we are back. Another thing you can do is once you've created a watch or a clock, basically it's like having an alarm clock. You right click on the bed just like you would without the clock in your hand. The other thing is Somnia, you can reset your spawn and it says yes or no. You can change it whether you want to or not. With this, you can only sleep till dawn or till dusk, which also means that even in the daylight you can sleep till night if you want to. Which is pretty awesome. But what this also does is with the clock, as I said, it's kind of like an alarm clock. It kind of roughly shows you, shows you just how quickly the day goes by in Minecraft, and you can pick a time basically for the alarm clock to wake you up. And that's basically what I did just a second ago, just to sleep where I wasn't sleeping super long and it taking a long time, but also letting it go on until daylight or until nighttime. So and also till the rain stopped. So that was kind of a big thing here. Here I'm just going to kind of like quickly peek in here. This is all the redstone wiring I have here. Controls the lights up top. I'm not going to go into a lot of that either at this very moment. Maybe later on I'll show how that works if anybody's really interested. this has been a little glitchy as well, getting the lights working on a routine fashion without having to actually manually go down and reset them. Let's see what it's doing at the moment. Not sure. I do have single player commands in here, mainly just for the flying, getting unstuck, stuff like that. So at the moment I have 2 lights on. Let's fly back down here. Go over here, flip our switch. And what that should do, so at the moment it shows all of our lights on in our lighthouse, and I do have like a little door, so I do have a spiral staircase. I'll show that in a second as well. Doesn't really go up to anywhere. I was gonna put a little door on the other side, but I'm like, you know, I like all the glass up here, and I've even recolored these lights. These are also from the BTW Better Than Wolves mod, and I re-skinned them basically to look like the windows. So that way when the lights are off, it actually disappears. And I will actually make a full video on this lighthouse later. But let me flip the switch again. And it should... Oh, there it goes. Basically, I wanted it to be as close to a real lighthouse as possible. So as you can see, using the repeaters to time everything, I mean, it goes around... Oh, sorry. Goes around in a circle on the lighthouse. So I thought that was really neat. It did take me, that was probably the biggest part of it, was the fact of trying to get the timing right, trying to figure out how I was going to do it without running redstone wire all the way up to the top, or having this big mess of redstone. As I said, I might go into that later, or into a later video. I will show all of the particulars of that, but I thought it was really neat. And as I said, just the fact it circles around it and it's just about timed right, and I'm sure I could probably do it a little bit easier without it being so complicated under the tower here. But as I said, at the moment I am okay with that. Let me close that. We will go up the stairs. As I said, see, like a spiral staircase, and that goes out that back door that I was showing you on the side of the lighthouse. I'll go back down now that the lights are the repeaters and redstone's actually cycling. As I said, I'm not going to go into detail on it, but not in this video. That is the block that goes up. Right behind that block right there is where I have that switch, or actually the switch is on the block up above it. Allows me to reset the system from the outside. And as you can see, everything's blinking in some repeated fashion. You can see it cycling and circling around down here. Boom, 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 boom. So basically I have just a repeating circuit, have a wire running off of there that's running to each one, and then it comes back to the circuit, basically. Alright, let's go out here, and I am having a little bit of lag here. Again, I am running fraps, I am running this. Both of them are also set at high priority, so that is causing a few problems. I do have some of my options set a little bit high, or set for playing as opposed to really showing off the stuff in Minecraft, or the mods anyway. Like, I've got everything set to fancy, not fast. Let's go over here. I'm also in peaceful at the moment. I don't play in peaceful. I don't even create in peaceful, but I am playing in peaceful, so I'm not having to worry about stuff attacking me while I'm showing you these mods, or the additions to my game here. This is the water wheel. Sorry, forgot what it was called there for a second. And yes, it does actually turn, and it does require moving water to turn. And it does have a gearbox behind it, or a motor that it runs, and I will go inside and show you that. I thought this is really, really neat. This is by Better Than Wolves, and he also does the Windmill. The Windmill, which I thought was kind of cool as well, this one just came out in the 1.6.6 version. You can actually even color the panels, because you make them out of cotton, out of fabric, so you can actually go up to them and put dye onto them if you want to and change their color. So I do have like a nice little area off to the side here. We'll go inside. This is basically a saw, like a table saw. All of my little locations, because I was needing to change everything. Basically, I had a bed so that I could change day and night and all, and be able to work without, you know, really having to work in the nighttime, all that good stuff. Table saw, I do have it wired up as well. The gearbox is actually right behind that, or underneath that block, and it comes over here, goes straight down to a gearbox, comes across to a gearbox, comes up, and it powers the bottom of the saw. I have this running to the first gearbox, basically turning it off, because otherwise, if you're up there on top of the saw, it will hurt you. Plus, it continues to cycle the gearbox, so it's like boom, 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 boom. Kind of annoying, and also it's, I'm sure that probably eats up some of your processor as well. So I've got it set where I can just turn it off. Let's see here, and I will take some wood. Let me get some of this stuff off my hotbar. Turn on the saw, and you can see, and you can also see the particle effects. And he did have it where you could cut stone at one point. He's changed it to pretty much just being wood, which I'm okay with. I'm completely fine with that. And as far as I know, you're even supposed to put logs in. Yeah, logs turn it into 4 blocks, 4 wooden planks, just like it would normally. Let me get that off my hotbar as well. You can take the wooden planks, wooden planks, put them up there, turns them into panels, which you can pretty much place any way you can place it. Let's see here, like that, and I can dress that up so that it hides those. You can even place them on the ceiling. Let me go ahead and make a couple of more here. Alright, there we go. Make those panels again. So let's say, well, I don't really have a good ceiling, but what you can do with these is then you can go and put the panels back in, and you get trim pieces or molding pieces. Then these work just like you would think of like ceiling molding. Go over here. As I said, I don't really have a good ceiling here, but here we go. So see, I'm using it as like an edger. Well, kind of failed on that there, but that's alright. He did also change it where axes work better. There we go. So see, if I'd placed that right, it would have placed up against there. It's kind of hard to see. Again, I'm not doing a mod review at this very moment. I'll show that a little bit more if somebody actually wants to see it a little bit better. I'll do a mod review of it. And just to show you, see, there's the saw blade. As it's got particle effects. Jump upon it. Oof! It's 2 hearts every time you get hurt by it. So he does say you can use it for like mob grinders if you wanted to. Put it down so it would kill the mobs for you, and you can cut down trees with it, which I think is kind of funny and kind of cute or whatever as well. Like if you had a forest and you planted a tree right outside and you had the saws sticking out to it, then you could just basically always have the saws facing there, and like this you can set it up where you can turn the saw on and off and then cut down the trees then. I forgot to show this as well. You can put these molding pieces in and get basically corner pieces. Turn the saw back off. And what these do are basically even smaller blocks. So you can just trim out things a little bit better, or a little bit tidier or whatever. So yeah, that is a cool addition, I think, is the table saw and the water wheel. So I basically got a working mill over here, water mill, or water powered mill. You can see my light tower over there, the lighthouse still circling. Further you get away from it, you can still see the light, but it gets a little glitchy, meaning that it's kind of, you can see it blinking, but you don't necessarily see all of them blink as it goes around, which again, I'm okay with. It doesn't really bother me. Here's the windmill. Let me And again, I don't use single player commands, not even really to fly. I'm just using them at the moment to show this. I mean, I've got the Pegasus to fly with. As I said, it's just easier to kind of get up here and show you this. I think that's really awesome. He just added that in 1.6.6. And then you can see the wheel over there. I think it looks really awesome. Let's see here, go down here. I just made the path down here that you actually have to go up and around. Go up. And I just realized I don't have any wheat on me, which kind of stinks, but that's alright. Basically, the windmill powers a gearbox. Let me go over here. You can kind of see the workings a little bit. Again, this is all stuff I just did in the last 2 days or so. Gearbox is up there. Goes over to that gearbox, which powers that gearbox, which that one wasn't really necessary, but I was running some extra power lines off of it, and it ended up, I think, being too much. I think you can run 2 off of one, and I was trying to run 3 off of one. But that runs to that gearbox, which comes straight out of the floor. And basically, this is a millstone. Ooh, I do have a couple of wheat in there. Once again, I've got it wired up with redstone so that it turns off, because that makes that noise, that little popping noise. And unless my gearbox is already dead. I don't know what causes. I don't know if it's a little buggy or whatever, but yep. See, there's supposed to be a gearbox right there. I'm not sure if it's because I have the redstone wired up to it or not, but anyway, basically, again, I'll show that, actually show the mod later on, go into detail about it, but basically you can put wheat in here, and what it does is it spits it out the side. So what I've done is surrounded it by hoppers, and you get flour from it. So what I do with the flour is you take it and you can put it into a cauldron, which is another part of his mod. I don't have one made at the moment, don't really remember the recipe, but you can put it into a cauldron, cook it in the cauldron or furnace, and make donuts out of it. So that's kind of cool. And they heal couple of maybe 1 or 2 hearts, and you get 4 donuts per piece of flour. So I thought that was kind of cool. That is about all I believe that I have in my world at this very moment. As I said, a lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of neat stuff. Said a lot of things that I've just built in 1.5.1 for the first 2 days whenever I was getting everything updated, and as I said, and then 1.6.6 whenever I got everything fully updated. So I do have the trapdoors and all. I haven't done anything with them. Again, just really been just trying to get everything working where nothing was going to crash like I had it before with the Farmcraft stuff and saddles that were wrong from Mo Creatures, saddle IDs that had changed from one version to the next version. So as I said, I'm gonna have this. Again, it won't have the water wheel, won't have the windmill, and will not have the lighthouse. Again, all those have parts from other mods that will crash unless you. In fact, all of them are from Better Than Wolves mod. So if you don't have that mod, it will crash if you try to load it up. So I will have the one that is without. I guess I could go ahead and call it vanilla. It will have, again, my horses will be in the save, but if you do not install Mo Creatures, then you will not have the horses whenever you boot up the game. And once you have put the save in, if you don't make a backup of it, and you boot it up without the horses will not be in the stable whenever you go in to load it up again. So just be warned. Let's see here. I don't remember if I'd shown the dam last time I was here, or the last time I took the tour. See, same thing. See, those are normally alternating blinking, but again, I think it has to do some reason the repeaters just don't like to start cycling on their own whenever you boot back in, so I'd have to reset them as well. Let's see here. I'll fly over to the dam really quick. This is my forest my tree area that I had started. I guess you could call it a forest. Whenever I went out and gathered trees on my Pegasus one day, because this world that I'm playing on was made way back when, before even the Halloween update, I have to fly a long ways. I even had to fly a long ways to find new trees, like to find a snow biome that had the new trees in it, to find another biome that had the birch trees in it. Also have to go a long distance to find the lapis lazuli. I do have nether portals that, you know, for every one nether rack that you walk across is what 7 or 8 or something in the Minecraft world. So I've got a whole huge portal system set up that I can go a long ways off and hopefully find some lapis lazuli, without really having to walk or fly on the Pegasus a long distance. And as you can see, I have another one of the minecart set up here that goes back and forth into the stables and all. Same thing, I've got basically you put the minecart here, press the button, you see it activates that, shoots it far enough to get it onto these, which powers it on its way. I am glad to see the drop falls still work. I just say leap of faith, and the water ladders still kind of work. They're a little buggy, but with mine it seems like you kind of have to jump, get right in the right section, and at least it did in 1.5.1. Sorry, 1.5.1. Looks like it is completely broken for, yep, completely broken for 1.6.6, or fixed, not broken, fixed. So I will have to redo that, actually make ladders instead of the water ladder, which was super fast getting up to the surface. And I didn't find it till later on, so I didn't get to take full advantage of it for a long time. But that's alright. And this is the dam that I dug out, and yes, this was 100% legit, by hand, digging out. I found a lot of resources in here. Basically we'll just fly back up to the top here. Even this was legit, the glowstone. The only thing that I wouldn't say was legit about the glowstone is I was using a mod at the time, one of Chocolatey Syrup's mod. It was called Easier Glowstones. Basically, every one light glow dust that you had, you would give you a glowstone, and in turn, if you broke it, you would get a glowstone back, or a powder back from it. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't the 9 pieces that you had to have, and once you placed it, it was gone if you broke it. So again, that wasn't maybe necessarily legit, but as much as I was going to use, I knew that, you know, I was going to have to gather a lot. Don't really have anything set up on either side at the moment. That just gives you access to that side. We'll go down here, and I do have a little redstone set up through here. Again, this was all before repeaters and all, so it's kind of a lot of wiring and stuff for what it is. But basically, I've got 2 floodgates over here, and I don't think I've reset the water yet, but what it does is it opens them up, as you can see from here. As I said, I've still got to do a little bit of touch-up work on my stuff here, just because, again, I haven't been in the game in a long time, and I had to take everything out to get everything to work. Put that back there, and see, normally there would be water flowing over the edge here, and what I will do is, just for demonstration purpose, there we go. There we go. And see, that's what that whole switch is all about. And so just little simple thing, whenever I found the floodgate, I liked kind of that, like you could turn the dam on and off like a real dam. So I kind of added that in. And that is it. I mean, that's a good bit of stuff that I've been working on. Again, I'm very glad to be back playing the game, and I'm very glad to be back making videos. I will be continuing my 404 as well, and my Let's Play. 404, I believe I was on episode 3 or 4, maybe episode 5, I think it was 4. And last time I was playing my Let's Play, I finished on, or I was playing episode 10. It was kind of my super special episode 10, subscriber special, whatever. And I do appreciate all the subscribers that I actually had add me during the time I was gone, which I thought was awesome and amazing that people were still watching and also adding me, even though I wasn't making new videos. I thought that was very awesome. I appreciate it. And hopefully for all you old viewers, you'll have something to watch. And for all you new people, hopefully you'll find it entertaining. And we will catch you sometime soon.